Hi, this is Shumi from OVERDRIVE. I'm sitting in my garage and today with me I have for the first time the new Honda CB Trigger. Now the CB Trigger was announced quite a while ago. It's taken a little bit of time to get the motorcycle to us actually, but now that's here, what it is basically a motorcycle that replaces the Dazzler. We asked Honda why the Dazzler needed to be replaced and they said that the Dazzler didn't quite meet the expectations of the customer. The customers ran into all kinds of issues. For example, if you look here, the gear lever, it's a heel and toe gear lever. The Dazzler used to come only with the toe bit, and I think a lot of customers didn't like that. Similarly, if you look, the chain guard is a full chain guard, the chain is fully covered. The Dazzler used to have an exposed chain and that too was an issue. So in terms of positioning, in terms of pricing, this is more or less where the Dazzler was. But if you look at it as a new motorcycle, then interesting features. Take a look at the new headlamp. It's a much more masculine looking unit. We heard feedback from outside, not from Honda, that the Dazzler was not perceived as a very masculine looking motorcycle because it came from an Indonesian kind of design, and Southeast Asia is characterized by these narrow tanks, which we don't really like. To give you an example, the Discover, the older design of the Discover, we always said that the tank was a little narrow and it didn't really give you that sense of a big, bulky, powerful motorcycle. So this fixes that. If you see the design, there are lots of very, very strong details. The tank, it's sculpted, very, very unlike Honda in that sense. And Honda says there's two kinds of customers coming to the showrooms for the 150s. The unicorn customer wants a very traditional, simple, decent design is the exact word that they use. This is a more aggressive format, and if you look at it, the bodywork really does flow. I'm not so sure about this color itself, but it does work. Details that I like, just to be specific, I really like the way the subframe is done. It's a nice, simple, honest metal subframe now. No fake aluminium or aluminium powder coated, none of that stuff. It's just a simple trellis frame kind of thing that Honda has used to put the pillion foot peg. I really like that. Unfortunately, no really changes to the engine. It's the same engine as the Unicorn, the same 14 PS, makes about, I think, goes up to about 103 kilometers an hour. We are going to test it to verify it, but no real changes. So what Honda is really talking about is the new technology that they've got to this motorcycle, and that means combined braking system. The top end model of the CB Trigger, this is one of those, it costs about 90,000 rupees on road Bombay, so it is an expensive motorcycle. What you get are twin discs, one here and one at the back, but they are linked by what they call a delay valve. It's a mechanical system, not an electronic system. So when you hit the rear foot peg, the rear brake pedal, it activates one of the three calipers in the front, the middle caliper. So basically it is, if you're a new rider and you're used to using the rear brake a lot, and that's a mistake, what Honda does is it gives you the ability to correct your mistake a little bit by applying the front brake for you. Advanced riders, people like us who ride lots of motorcycles, will probably not use this at all because we tend to use the front brake alone in almost every situation. But for what it's worth, the system is there. I think the model below that has a front disc and a rear disc. It's not connected in any way, and that's about 83,000 rupees. And another, I think, 3,500 rupees below that is the base model, which gets a front disc but gets a rear drum. So that's the CB Trigger, replaces the Dazzler, slots in above the Unicorn, goes up more or less up against the Pulsar 150 head to head. And I rode it back. I haven't ridden it too much, to be honest with you. I did about 25 kilometers before I'm talking to you on video today, and it felt exactly like the Dazzler used to, which means it's a nice torquey engine. It's very easy to ride quickly through traffic. Acceleration is immediate. There is a little bit of vibration. You'll notice it at about 3,500–4,000 RPM. You'll feel it in the foot pegs a little bit. So there is a little bit of vibration. Not something you won't be able to live with, but something you'll notice because everything else is very smooth. Picks up speed very nicely. It's supposed to do some 67 kilometers to the liter under ARAI conditions, which means this should be a very, very fuel efficient motorcycle as well. So on the whole, another solid product from Honda, but again, I still think it's not really that much of a step forward. If you were in the market for a Dazzler or looking for something as an alternative to the Dazzler because you didn't like the Dazzler, Honda now has for you the CB Trigger.